Okay, the next part of our bundles, of our training bundles, is the mentorship program. So this is where we are going to take all of the previous things that you've learned and put them into practice and help you build a career now. All right. So this is one of the things that really separates eTEFL Online from any other TEFL course provider. There are lots of great TEFL course providers out there. I'm not saying anything negative about them. They have great educational products. There are others that are not so great, but the good ones, even though they are great, will only give you the education. And that's where their assistance stops. And that's not where it stops. This is where we get going in part two now of your program, is with the mentorship and helping you put all of those things together and actually become an online teacher and start earning a living through teaching English online. All right. So questions that you may not have considered when you clicked on that link on Facebook, where you saw an ad, take our TEFL course and teach English online. Technically, that's true. But in between, there's a lot to be done between getting a certification and earning a living online. So how do you prepare your resume, your cover letter, your introduction video, your freelance profiles? Do you even know what those things are? And did you know that you needed them? How do you apply for jobs? How do you get interviews? Who do you contact for these kind of things? What happens in an interview? Are you going to be prepared for that interview? How do you get your own private students? And how do you make sure they keep booking classes with you? Right? These are the things that we're going to address in the mentorship program. And we're going to guarantee that at the end of it, that you will have an interview and that you'll know how to pass it and that you will have private students booking classes with you on the platforms as well. And that's one of our big focuses. Well, because there are three ways to teach English online in general. That is working for online schools, working with freelance platforms that just connect you with the students, and then just going completely independent and getting your own students. So we focus on 1 and 2 with this, and we want you to have as many avenues of income as possible, because I'm sure that those of you who are having, researched this, teaching English online and TEFL in general, have heard about what happened in China. Most of the online schools there, the government just shut them down the other day. They just wiped out a $140 billion industry in a week's time. All right. So if you only had your eggs in that one basket, a lot of teachers then lost their jobs. There are still plenty of schools out there. And as we are going now with the mentorship program, we have a 100% success rate in helping people get interviews and to get jobs afterwards. All right. So the jobs are out there, but we also suggest that you have in your back pocket or focus on freelancing. All right. So getting your own private students, because that's where you can earn more money and that's where you have the most flexibility. But don't forget about the online schools. Try to have both so that you can always have something to fall back on. And Zander is going to talk about this now. I hope Zander's on the call. I can't really see.
I'm here, Jody.
There he is. Hello, Zander. How are you?
Good, well, and yourself?
Excellent. How are things in South Africa today?
Good. The weather is getting better, so I'm feeling sorry for the guys in Spain or in the whole of Europe.
We're doing all right. We're doing all right. All right, Sander, I'm going to leave it up to you to explain everything about your mentorship program and take it away.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Jody. And hello, everyone, for the faces that I can and cannot see. So thank you for the opportunity, Jody, to just say a few words about the mentorship program. So I think maybe as a backstory to where this program came from, at the end of last year, I quit my job and I wanted to take back control of my time and my life. And so I took the plunge into online teaching. I finished my TEFL certificate. I think I got it on the 28th of December. And then I started applying far and wide to schools for any opportunity to make some money of teaching online. And it took me, I think, around 28 days until I taught my first lesson online since the day I received my certificate. And I remember earlier this year, as I was gaining some momentum in online teaching, I contacted Jody and I told him, Jody, it feels like there's a massive void between being a qualified online tutor and really being an employed or working online tutor, because it felt like I had to navigate through an ocean of resources and suggestions and advice to really get to the places where I could start teaching as soon as possible. And so really the focus and the aim of the mentorship program came out of a place where I really had the desire for someone to help me to get into teaching online and earning money as soon as possible, because I've spoken to quite a few tutors who received their TEFL certificates and then went on waiting months, even years before they taught their first class, which is a really sad story. And so basically the focus of this program would be to minimize and to shorten the amount of time between getting your certificate and starting to teach. And so the mentorship program really is driven to remove any and every obstacle you might face, any time waster you might face in the process of being employed with an online school, listing yourself on some of these freelance platforms. And we've, as Jody said, we've had really had a massive success rate. We've not had one of our participants in the program go for an interview and not get the job. And so we've learned a few things along the way. I've learned some things in my own journey since I've started in late January teaching my first class. I've exceeded my target income in about 30 hours of teaching a week. So if you're willing to put in the work and you have someone that's able to point you in the right direction, it can really happen very quickly for you. And we have great relationship with some of the recruiters from these schools, meaning we not only know the process of applying and doing the interview, we know the people who will be doing those interviews with you. So I just want to make a few comments on what we'll be focusing on in the mentorship program. It's broken up basically into 7 more or less 1-hour sessions to be done over Zoom twice a week. So each session will cover a specific aspect of what you need in this journey to become an online teacher. So if we can maybe just look at an overview of all the sessions. So session 1 basically is an introduction where we ask the question of why did you make the decision to transition into online teaching? And this might seem like a very philosophical question, but it really helps to have a strong motivation, not only to get you through the program successfully, but to actually sustain you in your career in online teaching. Session 2, we focus on and this is basically the start of what we call the production week, where we guide you and help you to record a high quality video that we'll use to list you or to create your profile on one of these online freelance platforms. Then session 3 is we focus on resumes and interview preparation. So we basically create an incubator type of environment where we put you in an interview scenario with the material that you'll be asked to present in an interview, and we give you some very good feedback to maximize your chances of actually succeeding in the interview and getting employed. Session 4 is the start of what we call application week, where we take our resumes, our introduction videos, we send it out far and wide, we create profiles on freelance platforms, and that's basically the start of a very exciting journey of teaching online. We've had people since the day they sent out their application, it was, I think at about 10 days later, they taught their first class with an online school. So session 5 then basically is also focused on teaching children, as despite what has happened in China, there's still a massive market in teaching English or teaching English to children rather, which is one of the very sort of the quickest ways to actually get going and gain some valuable experience and to earn some money while you're doing that. Session number 6 is focused on selling yourself. As Jody said, there's more than one way to go about teaching online, and a very important aspect of your success in teaching online is your ability to acquire private students on freelance platforms or even beyond that. And we want to really help you not only with the process of getting employed, but we have quite a big focus on helping you market yourself. How do you conduct trial lessons, meaning like the first engagement you have with a prospective student? How do you go about facilitating that lesson? And then also student retention. How do you not only get a lot of students, but how do you make sure you keep those students in the long term? So that's basically a quick overview of our program. As we've said, we've had a lot of success, and this is something that I really wished I had 9 months ago when I was starting this journey. So if you are at the start of your journey or you're transitioning into this journey, this is a definite must in your journey. So yeah, thank you very much, Jody.
Thank you, Zander. Unmute myself there first. I just put another little screen up here. This is just a screenshot from our latest mentorship group over there. Just to give you an idea of how it's all set up and what it'll look like, and all the happy faces of the people learning a lot. Like I said in the beginning, there is a lot that going into this journey that you just don't know. It's not your fault. It's just a very specific industry with very specific requirements. And what happens a lot of the time is people get certified, and then they, like Zander said, spend months, spent years, because you're going to have to go then on another journey of discovery to find out all these things you need along the way. And we can help you cut all of that out and just go straight to the interview process and to the freelance process. All right. One of the important things about this mentorship program as well is the PATH program. So the PATH program is supplied by Just SL Tutors. They have over a decade of experience in the recruitment side of English as a second language, both working online and both in the schools as well. So this bundle, it's not a course that you have to complete and get a certificate for, but it's a resource bundle, basically. So this is where you will find the resume and CV templates, the introduction video templates, the freelance profile templates, keyword lists to help you construct your CV. It also includes things like social media marketing, how to use LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram to find students, all right? Now, so during the program, Zander will, for example, during application week, you need to prepare your CV. So some of the homework you'll get would be, all right, so for the next session, you need to have your CV prepared. This is where you're going to go with your PATH program to go and download all those templates and resources and start building your CV. Then on the next session, you'll meet up to evaluate those documents, see what can be improved and what is good already, and so forth. All right. So this is a big part of the bundle, and all the resources that you need will be in this. All right. Of course, it's included in all of our online teacher training bundles. So then the next part we want to talk about is niche specialization. Now, it's one thing to tell somebody, oh, you should get a niche. That's how you'll earn more money. But where do you find a niche? What is your niche? So what we want to do is we want to help give you a niche, and we want to talk about the IELTS exam preparation niche. So exam preparation is a massive industry. The IELTS is probably the biggest exam out there that people take to prove their level of English, right? IELTS stands for the International English Testing System, and it is an exam taken by over 3 million candidates every year. So there's a huge demand for teachers that specialize in preparing students for these exams. So the students take these exams because they want to immigrate to a new country, because they want to go study abroad in Canada or the US or Australia, or they want to get a job in an English-speaking country or an English-speaking company, and they need to prove that they have the sufficient level of English. They take this exam, they get a certificate that proves that, and the companies and the countries and immigration departments all over the world accept IELTS. It's internationally recognized. So this is why we included it. And Roxanne Buerta is another eTEFL Online graduate of ours who specializes in this and helped us create this program for you to give you that little bit of a head start in this exam preparation niche. Roxanne, are you there?
I am. Hello.
Hi, there's
Thank
Roxanne.
you, Jody.
Hi, Roxanne. Welcome.
Hi. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Yes, as Jody said, it's been an amazing niche for me. It's really helped me gain a lot of students. It's really quite enjoyable to teach as well. So in the course, firstly, I have included a detailed breakdown of each part. This is important for you to know because you need to pass this information on to your student so they know what to expect. And I'm sure you all know knowing what to expect when you walk into exam makes you a lot more confident in taking on each task. And then I have included explanations of each task type. First, it's broken down into the 4 sections of the exam. So there's the reading, writing, listening, and speaking. So for each part of the exam, there's a certain amount of task types. So there's a detailed explanation of each task type. And this is also very important because you are going to feel confident as a teacher to guide your student in fully preparing them for each task and helping them obtain their best possible band score. And next, in each section, there is also over 140 PDFs, 90 minutes of audio, and 45 minutes of video resources. So all of these resources they help you as a teacher to get a good understanding of the exam. And they are also very useful to use when you are actually teaching your students because there are activities that you can give to your students during lessons. And then there is also additional PDF resources such as example exam papers, answer sheets, and these can be used for mock exams with your students. There are also band descriptors to help you gain more of an understanding of the marking criteria for both the speaking and writing sections. I've also included various language resources to help with the preparation. These are things like linking structures for the writing, different topic lists that your students can expect, and vocabulary lists that will be very important. Sorry, just going back to the PDFs, they're broken down to match the task types. So you'll get an explanation of the task type, then you will have PDF resources with activities to help your students prepare for that task. I don't think I explained that too clearly at the start, but yes, and that is the course.
Thank you very much, Roxanne. So yeah, just to clarify something about the band descriptors, all right? These are things that you will learn in the course. But for example, IELTS, the student can't fail. They don't pass or fail. They just get a level, a band. So they can start from like band 1 to band 9, all right? So for example, the student wants to attend university in the United States. They tell him that you need a band 7 or 8 for this specific course, all right? So that's what they'll be aiming for. And that's what the resources are going to help you understand, so that if your student comes to you and says, look, I need to the IELTS exam and I need to get a band 7. Is it possible? And you can evaluate the student and then help them achieve that band score so that they can achieve their dreams. I mean, this is very serious stuff. A lot of these students are sometimes fleeing terrible situations in their country, and they would like to immigrate for those kind of reasons. So there's a lot of, I don't want to freak anybody out, but sometimes the people you'll meet, there's a lot of seriousness about this, all right? These people are dedicated, and this is one of the benefits as well of teaching niche English as well, is because your students have a goal. They're not coming to you as like, I just want to learn English, and they kind of get lost along the way. But when they have a certain goal, they are dedicated, and to work with a dedicated student is a whole different ball game. It really makes your job far more interesting and compelling as well. And to know that you make a difference in somebody's life, and the people that you'll meet and the friends that you'll make. This is something we cover in the mentorship program as well. Zander talks about it a lot, about all the friends he's made and all the invitations to Italy and Sweden that he's received. All right. So it's not just a job, it's a vocation. And you will see once you start teaching the people and the places and the things you learn about. And also at the end of all of this, I know there's a lot of information to give everybody, but you will be part of our online teacher community, as I mentioned before. We have Facebook groups and WhatsApp groups. You can join them if you want. If you don't want to, that's all right as well. But it's just great to know that there are other people out there that are on the same journey as you.